Right, hello and welcome to Forex Foundations. So, in this little series, in this little chapter, we are just going to be introducing you to the Forex markets. Now, this is more aimed for beginners, but I thought it's important to cover before we actually dive into the rest of the course. So, we're just going to talk a little bit about what Forex is, who trades it, when can we trade it, and all of these little things. And we'll also talk through some jargon and get you prepped with the principles before we dive into it. So Forex is the name given to the foreign exchange market. It's the global markets where the value of currencies are traded against one another. The Forex market is the biggest market in the world with a daily turnover of only over $6 trillion. Now, what this means is $6 trillion passes hands every single day in the Forex markets. It means it's a very, very big market and there's a bit of money to go around for everyone who knows how to trade it properly. So the Forex market has multiple different market participants. We've got institutional players like banks, hedge funds, and financial institutions. And then we also have individuals like me and you. So diving a bit deeper into the market participants, the individuals like myself and you, we are called retail traders. Now, we make up the largest volume of traders. There are more retail traders than there are banks, hedge funds, institutional trading firms. However, despite making up the highest number of traders, the dollar volume that we actually push through the market is significantly less than these institutional market participants. So the banks, the hedge funds, the trading firms actually make up over 90% of the daily dollar trading volume that passes through currency markets. This means they've got a lot of influence over currency valuations. They actually have the power to move prices. Now, we do not as retail traders. We just simply do not have the capital, the hundreds of billions that are pushed through the market by these institutional players. We don't have that. So we are small fry in the larger process of everything. But we can still succeed if we know what to do. So the Forex markets are actually very flexible. They're open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. They only close for the weekend. Now, in London time, they are open from 10 p.m. Sunday to 10 p.m. Friday. That gives us the entire week to trade. And from there on out, the market closes for Saturday and all of Sunday day until the evening, and then they crack open once again, ready to trade. So they are very flexible markets. We can actually trade them any time throughout the week, except for, of course, the weekend. Now, this makes them more flexible than stock markets, commodity markets, except for, of course, we can actually trade some commodity markets in the currency markets. And futures markets, all of these things, that close for the week, they close, out of trading hours. I mean, 5 to 9 p.m. and then they are closed. 9 to 5 p.m., sorry, and then they're closed. We don't have that. We can actually trade through the day, through the night if we want to. So they're very flexible markets. The only market that's more flexible in terms of trading hours is the cryptocurrency markets, which are actually open 24/7. As they're decentralized, that means that they are not ran or, there is no central entity. Of course, being currencies, it is a bit more centralized, but cryptocurrencies are actually open 24/7 now. Despite that, I do believe that Forex traders, we have more tradable opportunity because the crypto markets can have a lot of consolidation and a lot of crazy movements that are hard to actually manage, hard to gauge, and can actually cause some problems. So in my opinion, and the opinion of many, Forex markets are the most flexible and most tradable markets out there. So despite being open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, there are actually various different trading sessions that we need to be aware of. Now, during some of these sessions, market movements become faster and sometimes slower. So what are the major trading sessions and when should we actually be trading? So here we have the time zones of each major market session. We've got London session, which is the UK trading hours. Now that is in London time. This is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. London time, the London session is open, and this is where the UK market participants, those banks, are open, the institutions are open and trading in the markets. We also have the New York session, which comes in then at 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, this is midday to the evening in London time, that is. And the New York session is the second largest volume session. Now, London is where the most currency traders, the UK is where the most currency traders are actually active. And most of the trading volume is UK based. However, New York as well is a big participant in the market. So from 12 to 9 p.m., we also have the volume of the New York traders. Now, when I say volume, I'm talking about the amount of money, the amount of orders, the amount of people actually active in a market. Okay, so the higher the volume, the more interesting the markets, the more the opportunities. We also have got Asia session then from 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. Now, this is a bit of a different session. We do get a bit of volatility that picks up through the Asia session. Now, this runs through the night for London time, and it's not something that I often trade. Based on the timings, I'm usually asleep. But we can actually get some increased volatility and some market reversals happening through the Asia session. So, when are the best times to trade now that we know about each individual sessions? So, based on the volume that I just spoke about, and the volume being high between the London session and the New York session, and especially in that crossover point when the New York session opens and the London session is not yet closed, the best time to trade is through that London and New York session, okay, the crossover there between 12 to 5 p.m. UK time. So this is where the highest volatility is in the market, and this is where most of the trading volume goes down. This is where we get the biggest price movements and the biggest trading opportunities. So from there on, 5 p.m. GMT, when the London session closes off, we do see a slowdown in volatility, a slowdown in the market movements. Until then, the Asia session comes back on and picks back up. So best time to trade really is going to be that little bracket where the London and New York sessions are both open. Now, it depends on your style of trading, I will say this, because some traders, long-term traders, you don't even really need to worry about sessions. Of course, you can use them to get into faster movements. But if you're a long-term trader, you don't really have to worry too much about when you're entering your trade and exiting it, because we are looking to hold through multiple sessions anyway. So we'll learn a little bit about sessions when we're actually talking technicals and showing some examples. But for now, just get aware with these sessions and understand that the best time to trade is going to be through London and New York crossovers. So the Asia session, as mentioned, can actually provide some fresh volume, some fresh volatility, some fresh movements for the market. And some pairs, depending on the currencies, will actually also form reversals through the Asia session as well. So while London, New York is going to be the major trading session for movements, we can get some movements in the Asia session, potentially if you wanted to do night trading or that session suits your time zone more. So that's all for this video. We've spoken about a few things. We spoke about what the Forex market is, essentially a currency market where we get to trade the value of one currency against the other, and we can actually actively trade all of the currencies. We've spoken about market participants. We've got banks, institutional players like hedge funds and financial institutions, and we've also then got individual traders like myself and you, retail traders. We know the best times to trade Forex now. We know that the markets are open 24/5. And the best sessions to trade in is that London, New York crossover. So that is all for this video, nice and simple, brief introduction. In the next video, we're actually going to talk about some Forex terminology that we're going to use throughout the course. So it's good to get familiarized with this so that you know exactly what we're going to be talking about throughout the rest of the course when we actually get into the methods. So I will see you over in the next video.